Hi guys, good morning. This is Dan. Welcome to Engelgeist. For those of you that are new, welcome. For those of you that are returning, welcome back. And for those of you that support me over on Patreon, thank you so very much for your monthly subscriptions. They mean the world to me. They keep the channel going, so I greatly appreciate that. For those of you that are new to me, this is the daily forecast. So this is a message for everyone who watches it at any given time, but it's initially set up for the date of Saturday, October 31st. Halloween, guys. We have I believe, a full moon, and I believe it's a blue moon. So it's going to be a little bit intense, is my feeling. I've read some different things about things being really emotional. We're in Scorpio season, transformation, all of that sort of stuff. We have Mercury coming out of retrograde on November 3rd, which is election day. There's a lot going on, just planetarily, energetically, shifting, changing. Hopefully we'll see what happens. So this is the forecast for that date, but it's not solely set for that date. It's also, since it's a highest message for the greater collective for the highest good, I believe that it is timeless, and that if this is finding you on a date that's not, October 31st, if it's not Halloween, that's completely fine. You could probably apply this to your life, hopefully, but that is up to you to do. It is a broad spectrum reading intended for quite a few people. So wherever this fits, go ahead and utilize it, best utilize it in your life. If you choose to make any personal decisions in your personal life in regards to after having watched this reading, that is your responsibility, so just be aware of that. And if anything doesn't make sense or doesn't seem to connect or resonate, don't worry, that doesn't mean anything's wrong. It just means that maybe you're working on something else at this time, and that's completely acceptable too, right? So don't worry about that. So if you enjoyed the video and want to support the channel, please give me a thumbs up. Hit the thumbs up at the bottom of the screen. That greatly helps the YouTube algorithm. And if you're watching via Facebook, please go over and subscribe to my YouTube channel. And if you're watching via YouTube, please go over and like my Facebook business page. And beyond that, if you're interested in a private reading, you can certainly contact me. People direct message me at the Facebook business page. You can also leave comments and questions on the YouTube video and I will respond. All right, you guys, let's see what's going on. What do we need to know? Oh, wow, okay. So we have wildflowers. We saw this, when did we see this? Last week? I feel like we saw this last week, did we not? Maybe it was 2 weeks ago? I know this came up this week. Because there's this, I'm not sure why, when I look at this thing of wildflowers, it feels to me there's this like sort of frailty, this simplicity, this beauty to this, right? I feel like this is us boiling down our beauty, right? Or our individuality, what makes us special, right? Even though we may feel a little frayed at the edges, right? Wildflowers are exactly that. They grow wild and they're beautiful in their own way. They're not as let's say as regal as 12 long stem red roses, but they can mean just as much. Does that make sense? And so when I look at this wildflowers, it always makes me think of this sort of idea of, us in all of our different varied aspects. Each and every one of us has our own individualized beauty, right? And it's not just about, when I say beauty, I'm talking about the beauty of not only our physical appearance, but the beauty of our intelligence, our emotional intelligence, our actual, mental intelligence, our, that's what I mean by beauty. Like beauty in the sense of not like a traditional, like, skin level surface beauty. I'm not sure if I'm describing this correctly. I maybe haven't had enough coffee. But what I mean is like everything that makes us who we are and how beautiful that is, right? And so when I look at this bunch of wildflowers, it makes me feel towards that message, this idea of embracing that. When I think about the stone that's underneath, or the card that's underneath this, which is that Jamaica Kincaid history, I feel like we're taking all of our history, we're taking all of our experiences, both good and bad, where we've succeeded and failed throughout our life, and we're culminating them into this bunch of wildflowers, and we're looking at it as a complete, a total whole, right, of who we are, and we're seeing the beauty, the we're giving grace to ourselves, right? We're giving ourselves that sort of gift, that sort of opportunity to see ourselves in that light. It may not be the most perfect bunch of flowers, right? Or the most perfect, we maybe haven't done everything exactly correctly, but we've done it exactly the way we needed to, right? And I feel like that's sort of the acceptance of that, or the appreciation of that. With this wildflowers, to me, this is about appreciation of ourselves in a very sort of simple kind of way, right? Allowing ourselves a lot of freedom, allowing ourselves a lot of just, I don't know, like just to bring all the different facets of who we are to the table and to appreciate those today. And in doing so, we sort of free ourselves up from the history of the past. We don't necessarily, that also doesn't have the sort of sway or the power that maybe it used to. Let's say, you know, a few years ago, we might have remembered situations with a bit more of a twinge of, you know, shame, sadness, upset, depression, whatever. Today, I feel like with this wildflowers card, we're making progress. We're making strides, and to be conscious and aware of those strides and to honor them for what they are. They might not be the biggest of strides, but they're strides nonetheless, right? And so in those, in that movement forward, or in that evolution, we can appreciate the beauty of that, and the simplicity of that, and the achievement that that is for each and every one of us in our own certain way. I hope that makes sense to you guys. Let's see what the Queen of the Moon Oracle wants to say. Ooh, oh my God, shut up, it's Blue Moon. Shut up. Oh, that's wild. The unexpected. I believe tonight is Blue Moon, too. Ooh, spooky. Okay. All right. So, I love it. I love it. I love it. Thank you, Spirit. Okay. So, 4 and 3 is a number 7, right? Card number 43. I love that these two are here and they're looking through this sort of electric portal. Now, I'm going to take you back a couple of days, guys. We saw that change card 2 days ago, and there was that big electric storm, right? And then we saw yesterday that acceptance between the two hands, and there was that small bit of electricity. Now we also see this electricity swirling around this portal where these two ladies are looking through. To me, the way I'm going to read this, and the way that it's really coming clear to me right now, very quickly, is this is the sort of physical self and the spiritual self kind of coming together, or the egoic self and the, you know, spiritual self, right? This is maybe our higher self and our material self, our human self, right? Connecting in some way today. And that's where we see the beauty of this wildflowers. That's where we're able to appreciate the simplicity and the beauty of every aspect of who we are. We want to make that choice. Sevens are always about making that choice, right? To effectively, like, consciously taking and making that decision to choose a specific thing, right? And when I look at the unexpected here, to me, it feels like we are choosing to embrace ourselves in all the different sort of aspects of who we are, no matter what they mean. We also have two moons here coming together, right? Which is sort of that definite, deep intuition, all of that stuff coming together. I feel like we're in Scorpio season, which is highly emotional, highly psychic, very transformative. When we see this card, the unexpected, to me, expect to be surprised maybe today, expect to be embraced today, not only by others, but by yourself. That's this wildflowers card. Embrace yourself and consciously make that choice. Give yourself that wide berth of acceptance and see what doors that may open for you. Remember, yesterday was that word acceptance, and the day before was change, which we see in the 7 here, and we see all of this weird crackling lightning. To me, it feels like we are working on something. We need to give ourselves that opportunity to choose that and to appreciate that. It's going to bring about that joy card that we see, or the joy stone that was underpinning all of this. We want to be brought to that joy. And so whatever that joy may be for you deep within, and you have to find that, you have to be able to appreciate all the aspects, right? Hence the wildflowers card. So let's see, what is the grounding stone for today? Perfect. It's happiness. grounding in our happiness, grounding in that will also help us to find that joy. It will help us to sort of open this door or make this choice towards coming closer to ourselves. To me, this feels like the focus is on us, self-care, choosing that today, allowing this full moon, like, you know, how do I want to say this? Usually during full moons, we want to do a release. I think that history card with Jamaica Kincaid is about releasing that our attachment to a history that maybe no longer serves us, right? Hence this idea of appreciating ourselves and living in our happiness. And the unexpected comes from that, right? We'll start to see facets or aspects of ourselves that we didn't necessarily understand or maybe appreciate fully, and that brings about more happiness, right? So we have this kind of almost like all three are kind of working off of each other and interlocked. Does that make sense? They're in step to one another, right? As we ground in being happy and we choose that for ourselves, which is the number 7 here, we are able to see this in the beauty and the simplicity of these wildflowers, which opens up the door for more unexpected, which creates more happiness. Do you see the cycle there, guys? So I feel like today is transformative. Use the power of this blue moon. Use it to sort of propel you forward. Consciously make a choice to appreciate yourself today and to pursue your own happiness. All of this is in pursuit of this joy and in this sort of release of, we're not letting go of our history in a sense to be free of it. We're like, it's almost like we're embracing it or accepting it, right? And thus that creates the change within ourselves so that we are free to be happy, to explore that joy, and to understand that everything that we've done and been through, both good and bad, has served a purpose of some sort, right? And it has brought us to this place of this, you know, simple, beautiful bunch of wildflowers that we should be able to see and value. All right, so let's look at what the cards have to say. So wildflowers. Is renewal, romance, and awakening. And I definitely see the awakening in this unexpected card too, right? This blue moon card. Let's go to blue moon, 43. For some of you, it could be a romance. I think it's more of a romance with yourself than with anybody else, though, as far as that wildflowers is concerned. I love that we're ending on the, and this is the last card that we're using for this month. I love it, and we're ending on the blue moon. The unexpected. No matter how well you plan, there is always room for the unexpected to occur. Build your resilience as rare occurrences can happen. A visitor you have not seen in a long time may re-enter your life. I trust in myself and in life. In old farmers' almanacs, a blue moon was described as a third full moon in a season that has 4 full moons. The newer and now more accepted description is that a blue moon is when there are 2 full moons in one calendar month. That's true, and this is the second one. There's one at the beginning of the month. Either way, it is a rare occurrence and has inspired the saying, once in a blue moon, when describing an event or behavior that only happens rarely. The energy and power of the blue moon can be best taken advantage of by setting intentions on these moons of things that you really want but never felt could happen. I refer to big wishes, the almost miracle stuff we would be both delighted and surprised about if it manifested. After setting blue moon intentions, though, don't sit there hoping it will just happen. Try to take clear, practical steps towards these big, seemingly faraway intentions and help the universe along. Some of us love surprises, some of us don't, but I don't think anyone can go through life without sometimes having the unexpected happen to them. While some professions in particular, such as the military and medicine, try to plan for everything that could go wrong, life sometimes finds a way to outsmart the most thorough of plans. This is simply life. Although it is important for us to know where, how, and why we are traveling down a particular path, we should always make room for and expect the unexpected. Companion stone or metal is benitoite, a very rare blue gem. So that's what it says in the book. I think that this is a beautiful reading. I'm really excited. I hope that you guys are able to stay in your happiness today, manifest more of that through the beauty of this blue full moon. Really take these steps in appreciating yourselves and others around you, seeing the beauty and the delicacy and the sort of very different versions of ourselves that we've been throughout our lifetime, and appreciating all of those, consciously choosing that today. All right, that is your forecast for the day. Please enjoy your holiday and your full moon. Give me a subscribe if you feel so inclined, and please hit the thumbs up button. Leave any questions or comments, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Have a great day. Bye-bye.